And it depends on how Nehemiah will see the devils. Because if you see them in a way that they will overwhelm you, they will overwhelm you. If you see them as a person who has been given the ability to overwhelm them, you will overwhelm them. I don't know whether you get this. Yeah? Become a maskini kweli. Yeah. If you see yourself as the deliverer of your people, you become the deliverer of your people. If you compromise with the situation of your family, then you become a compromiser and you will never bring any change in your family. Because again, you see the debris, and the debris can represent the past and the history of your people. You must have a heart and a mind that me, I am a liberator. And that's what Nehemiah sees, even when he sees the debris. And that's what I'm saying, you must deal with yourself before you deal with other people. David, you must deal with the debris, with the things in your heart that can hinder your progress. Yeah. And don't allow voices that you can't. Don't allow them. Don't allow discouragement to come in your heart because of the challenges that is before you. Don't. But more you deal with it when you know God. Number 2 of the enemies from within is fear. Is fear. Fear is an enemy from within. And you can lead. If I was to read of debris, you can read verse number 10. Then Judah said, the strength of the laborers is failing, and there is so much rubbish, and we are not able to build the wall. You see, that is Nehemiah chapter 4. That is, they are talking about the rubbish, and they are saying we are not able to build the wall. And verse number 11, and our adversary said, they will neither know nor see anything till we come into their midst and kill them and cause the work to cease. So verse number 12, so it was when the Jews who dwelt near them came that they told us 10 times, from whatever places you turn, they will be upon you. That is verse number 11 to number 14. You see, they are trying to put fear in the hearts of the laborers. They told us 10 times. And you see something, if it's repeated many times, sometimes it becomes like a fact. Yeah? Yeah, if it's repeated many times, it becomes like a fact. And that's why many people falls into temptations when it is repeated many times. Ama? Yeah. Mtu akirudia arudie. So, what we are seeing here, Jews from outlying districts brought repeated warning that a surprise attack was being planned by Nehemiah's enemy. This spread fear among the workers, even the nobles and rulers among them, who should have rallied the people, showed the symptoms. So this is about fear. And we are seeing fear arises mainly from looking at circumstance and consequence instead of looking unto God. Can I say again? Fear arises mainly from looking at circumstance and consequences instead of looking unto God. So Nehemiah's men were scared by the numerical superiority of Sanballat forces. There is a parallel today. It is instructive to see how Nehemiah turned the tables on their fear, which had beset these men. So fear is an enemy from within, and you must fight fear. Yeah? Fear, you must fight it. If you want to become a great leader, you must fight fear. And we say together, if you want to become a great leader, you must fight fear. And that's what we are seeing from verse 14, part B, which I have read many times. Do not be afraid of them. Remember the Lord, great and awesome, and fight for your brethren, your sons, your daughters, and your houses. Do not be afraid of them. And I'm saying to you, even today, do not fear what you are seeing. Amma? Do not fear it. I don't know what is your fear, but everybody here has some fears. But I want to say this: do not be afraid of them. Remember the Lord, great and awesome. Even those fears, when they come on your way, remember you are God who is awesome, who is mighty, and who is able to fight for you. Amen? So that is the enemy from within, and we can say many things. So don't look unto the circumstance. Remember the Lord, greater and terrible. Nehemiah said they were to remember that they were truly in the will of God, that they were truly fighting for the cause of God, and that God was the great and terrible, in alliance with whom final defeat was impossible. If you have an alliance with God, you cannot be defeated. I say it again, and you can say, all of you, if you have an alliance, if you have a treaty and an agreement or a coming together with God, you cannot be defeated. Amen? If you bring God in your fears, you cannot be defeated by fear. Amen? You cannot. And I say you cannot. And nobody say yes or amen. You cannot. If you allow God to be together with you in your fears, you'll never be defeated. Amen? Remember the Lord. It was a great battle cry to give them, remember the Lord. And this was a clarion call for Nehemiah to the children of Israel when they are building the wall. Every time he was telling them, remember the Lord. Can we say together, remember the Lord? Remember? Remember? Can we say it again? Remember the Lord. He was telling them many times. Yeah, they were to reflect on the issues, fight for your brethren, your sons and your daughters, your wives and your houses. Everything was at stake. Namely, no mercy could be expected from their spiteful foe, that is the enemy. So they were to be armed in readiness. Henceforth, they were to hold a tool in one hand and a weapon on the other. Amen? That what is wisdom there was in this union of sword and trowel. Remember the Lord. Somehow we have to get our eyes away from God. That is the moment we get discouraged. But when we put our eyes on God, we never get discouraged. Can you say amen? So that is the enemy I'm talking about. And I was trying to explain about the enemy number 3, that is the greed. And we have read about, I know the time is over, but we try to reduce the other time. But let me say this. Greed is also an enemy from within. And I've said about that. It's an enemy from within. Greed. It is a plague. This come, and you see, we have read that. And that's what Nehemiah was talking about. And he was trying to say, I never allowed greed to take over me as a leader. Huh? Yes, I never allowed greed. Yeah, tamaa. Yeah, tamaa ya mambo mingi. I never allowed it. So, I think because of time, I can't explain more about greed, but we still have more time to explain that. So thank you this morning. So we are still doing it.